Hey, hello, I'm Kråkan, also known as Corvus Cornix, and welcome to Classic Movie Rambles, where I talk about all movies that I found in my closet while cleaning. This week's movie is the Star Wars Holiday Special from 1978. It's about 1 hour and 36 minutes long, and the movie starts with Han Solo and Chewbacca in space, being chased in the Millennium Falcon by the Empire, and they manage to escape. And apparently this show is sponsored by General Motors, so now you know. And then cutting to Chewbacca's family on Kashyyyk, he has a son named Lumpy. I don't know why you would name your kid Lumpy, and he has a wife called Mala, and this old Wookiee, I think it's like his father or Mala's father, but it's not really clear. And they speak full Wookiee, so it's not even text in English, and it's a lot of noises. A lot of weird noises. And then Mala, or the kid, Lumpy, he actually watched this hologram show about some weird dancing, like a ballet with music and stuff, and he's thrilled about it. And then Mala calls Luke Skywalker to ask what Chewie is, and Luke says, well, he should have been back by now, which he isn't, so something has gone wrong. And then cutting to a man working at like a Wookiee outpost, and Mala calls him and asks him as well if he has seen Chewbacca, which he hasn't. And then cutting to Darth Vader looking for some rebels, and then cutting back to the family again. And Mala, the wife, is falling alone on this cooking show on TV, and it's really weird. There's like this alien, I don't know if it's a man or a woman, but it's like this weird gag about stirring a pot, and the creature gets more arms the more it stirs, if that makes sense. But it's really, really weird, like a cooking show. Then cutting to Han and Chewie again in like a space battle between some TIE fighters. And then the man from the outpost come and visit the family, and he brings presents to them all. So he hands off this weird thing to the old Wookiee. It's like a hologram thingy. It's like a virtual reality thing. So he puts it on his face, and it's like a sensual, erotic show, and but with some really good singing. And I'm not sure, but it's really weird. Why would you give that to an old man? And then there is some interaction between Mala, C-3PO, and Leia on this monitor. And then the Empire pays them a visit because they're looking for the rebels. And on this TV in this room, there is a concert going on with Jefferson Starship, and the singer seems to be singing into a lightsaber, which is kind of weird. And then there's like a cut to a really well animated Star Wars short movie, fully animated, like full like pen drawn, which is really cool. And then they're cutting back to the Empire's soldiers again, trashing the kid's room, and the kid actually makes a transceiver later on to get contact with the outside. He just watches a TV show and he assembles the thing right away. It's kind of a silly thing, but yeah, he does that. And then there is some other singing thing on the TV. I believe it's like a bar song with some famous actress that I don't know. It's like the cantina scene from the first Star Wars movie. And then the Empire leaves because they couldn't find the rebels, but they leave one soldier behind, and Chewie and Han arrives, and they basically take him out. And it's the famous villain scream where they more or less the soldier falls over the railing of the high tree house. And then Han leaves, and there's this thing where the point of this movie was so the Wookiees, these hairy dog-looking things, were supposed to celebrate Christmas, or as they call it, Life Day. So they put on red robes and they walk into a star, which is really, really weird. And then sometime later they cut to like Luke, Leia, and all the cast of the movie, and there's like a montage flashback to what happens during like the first Star Wars movie from 1977. And that's pretty much the end of the Star Wars Holiday short. So what do I think about the Star Wars Holiday special from 1978? I like the cartoon with Boba Fett in the middle. It's really good, but the overall tone of like the rest of the live film footage is trippy, like an acid trip, and it doesn't make sense. And the whole idea of the Wookiees actually speaking to one another is not that far-fetched, but they could at least have put in like an English like dub or like a text so you know what they're saying, because they're just gesturing and growling and roaring. They could have a fight for all I know. Not at all. It's just weird and just the. It's just such a weird thing to put together. I think even George Lucas, the inventor, the creator of Star Wars, wasn't really fond of this production, and he would just like for everybody to just forget that it exists. It's actually really hard to get a VHS copy of this movie. So the way I watched watch it this week was on YouTube. It has two versions that apparently George Lucas doesn't know about yet. So I don't know. It's one of those things that you have to see to actually believe that it exists. It's that weird, man. So anyway, thanks for listening and or watching, and Merry Christmas.